Hello and welcome. This is going to be my playthrough of the Valheim game in early access. It's only been on Steam 2 or 3 weeks, but everyone has jumped on it, and I think there's over 3 million copies been sold so far. So I'm going to jump in, see what all the excitement's about. I have played this for about 2 hours or so just to get a feel for the controls and the gameplay. So I'm going to start a fresh character now. There's not too many character creation options available, but at this stage I don't think it needs to be. So we'll jump in the game and we'll see what we come across. Okay, let's begin. So what you can do on here as well is open up as a server, and I believe you can have up to 10 different people on your server. They can be friends, you can be open world, I think. I've not had a go at that yet. This is us being carried by whatever this creature is meant to be. Here we are. Now, this game is pretty brutal, so you will get attacked by enemies, animals. There are some sort of NPC enemies as well. That first playthrough I was quite happily talking to Hugin, who kind of acts as a bit of a guide through as a tutorial. Can listen to him or ignore him. He does have as a little bit of a prompt. But yeah, we'll get into it. In the game, there's various bosses that appear, and when the bosses appear, they act as sort of almost like going to the next level. They all drop an item which allows you to craft something, which allows you to sort of go to the next tier. So the first tier is going to be a lot about wood and stone, believe then you can transition to bronze. But in order to do that, you need to be able to, you need a trophy or something to be able to use to craft with. So that happens quite a lot when you pick up a new item or a new crafting material. It will bring up a list of all the different new recipes you learn. You learn them automatically. There is no like books or anything you need to read. So here is one of these guys that wants to attack you. So the enemies or other creatures will have a little signal above their head. So if they've got a little red exclamation mark, it means they've got your attention and they're after you, they're engaging you. If they have a little like yellow eye above their head, it means they can hear you. Gather up a few basic materials and we'll be able to craft some basic tools which will make our lives a lot easier. Right, so we hold down or press tab and it opens up this little menu. We've got some crafting options, so we can make a stone axe, we can make a hammer, we can make a club. We'll make a club as a weapon. Stone axe, it'll be down here, it'll show you what you need. So at the minute I need 5 wood, 4 stone, and I've got 3 and 1. So we'll carry on. And the game splits out where some of these materials are based. So they'll have a marsh area, they'll have a forest area, have a swamp area, and different items or different materials spawn in these different locations. And again, him just giving us a little bit of a prompt. Another quite significant mechanic as well is the food, which gives you buffs and health. As he says there, it helps with consuming it, improving your health, and nearly every action requires some stamina. So if I run, you'll see this little yellow bar at the bottom starts to drain. That's stamina, that's how much energy you've got to be able to perform an action, an attack, a run, etc. And by having your food, you allow yourself to do a little bit more in between exhausting yourself. You've also seen various skills appear on the screen and skill up. So on here you have a set of skills, and as you perform these actions multiple times, you become better at jumping. You can run for longer and quicker, and etc. So a little bit sort of reminiscent of what RuneScape used to be, with all those different. So you can see this guy coming toward us. So if you want to equip an item, we can put it on our hotbar. Finish this guy off and I'll show you. So our hotbar is up here, 1 to 8. We can drag onto our hotbar so we can use it. So I can put things away. I can eat. So if I eat that raspberry, you'll see down this bottom left hand corner I've now got a bit of a buff, and you'll see my health will start to increase ever so slightly. I should be able to grab the stone axe. With this you can start to knock down some trees, but not all trees can be cut straight away. axe, you'll need to improve your skill and also improve your the type of axe. So we can make a flint axe which does more damage. You can then make better axes with better wood, and that allows you to mine and chop down other materials. So that'll all be part of the progression. But at the minute, we can do very little. Mine wood, pick up stones, craft some basic materials. What's a little bit strange about this is the camera angle. If you sort of walk past a tree or a bush, it very quickly zooms out and zooms back to you. It can be a little bit unnerving at times. You can't see what you want to do. So here's a different type of tree, birch, and it'll say too hard. So that's a tree we cannot knock down yet. So we need to craft different things to be able to do that. Let's see what else we can make. We can certainly make a hammer now. So by making a hammer, we get the access to a lot of other things here. We're going to look at that shortly. We're just going to gather a few more materials because we need quite a few. Alright, one other thing we can do here is kill some animals for leather. You can see that little yellow mark above his head. He can sense something's going on, but he can't necessarily hear us. If you creep up behind people, you can do a backstab which does more damage. So this early level you can kill off creatures a little bit more easily. So creatures will drop leather, they'll also drop meat as well. In this open area you have boar, you also have deer as well. They're not that easy to sneak up on. Deer are really difficult to sneak up on. You need the leather for armor and things. It's so much easier to shoot them with a bow and arrow. Bow and arrows you don't get just yet, so you have to sort of be patient to begin with. You also get these little NPC people. There he comes. You can stun them, which means they can't attack you. You can also block as well. We'll craft a shield shortly. So if we can get to this deer and take him out. Oh. Probably because our sneak skill isn't very good. So here's our map. So there should be, if I spoke to all of these stones, oh here he is, that should now show you on the map where your first boss is. So he's over that way somewhere, across the sea. So I assume we probably have to go up and round or find another path rather than swim all the way across. So before we do that, we're going to go and make ourselves some a bit of a base. Which one have we got? Not enough. The game also has got a unique sort of physics engine as well, in which when you chop this tree down, wherever it falls on you, it will kill you. So be mindful of where you're chopping it and where you stood. Also, if you're in a dense forest, where your if it lands onto another tree, this guy's going to come and get me. You can also do this. You can also push some logs into people and use it as a bit of a weapon. Two of these guys. Come out. Tools as well do take damage as well, and you have to be able to you repair them by building a workbench. So let's just see if I can chop this down before it breaks. Can't do it with your fist, okay. So let's see if I can go and make myself a workbench. Let's go off somewhere away. This little starting area is sacred and you can't build a base on it. So you have to go a little bit further away from it. So that's fine. So let's see if we can go down on this beach where it's nice and open. A few more stones as well. Right, so to craft, you want to select your hammer, and then I've got it as mouse button 3. And it will bring up the crafting menu, what you can build, and we need to build a workbench. Now, the game will allow you to place most things anywhere, but if it conflicts with an item or it's not safe, it'll turn red and it won't let you. Now we've built that, and if you want to get rid of that item, just go back to your hammer again. What would you like to tell us? So now we've got our work. Oh. Just get rid of it. Him. So now we've got our workbench. You can go up to it and press E. There you come. You need to encase things in a building. So now we've got our workbench, loads more options turn up. So now we've got our basic building. So we're going to have a wooden wall. It's nice and close. So if you want to rotate pieces, I've got it on the mouse wheel. Just rotate it round. And the game will tell you when the items are mated up. Okay, and now we need a roof. So just a simple... No, it's not. I'll put that on there. There we go. Not necessarily the prettiest. It's functional. Now we have a workbench. It opens up a lot more options of all the different things we can build, and this will get bigger as we go through the game. And anything that you've got that you can make, or the materials you have in your inventory, will be lit. Anything that you could make but you can't build, if you haven't got the materials, they're just greyed out. You can also use this button, repair an item. This is pretty invaluable in that will repair everything free of charge currently. Expect that will probably change. You can also upgrade things, so you could upgrade your other materials to level 2 items, and down the bottom here it'll tell you what you need to be. So we need a level 2 workbench, and we need some leather scraps. I'm going to build us a flint axe because they're better than the stone one. What else do we need to upgrade our workbench? Well, in here it should tell you that we need a chopping block. Now a chopping block has got to be so close enough to your workbench to actually work, so I'm going to put it in the corner there just so it's out of the way so you don't step on it. I'm missing flint, so in that case let's go and get some more flint. Flint is found usually by the coast, by the shoreline. Some enemies just over there. Particularly difficult, but I don't really want to make enemies just yet if I can avoid it. And as you can see, the sun's about to go down, so to do with making a bed. You also get these status problems as well, where if you've been in the water, for example, you become wet, and that just hinders your stamina recovery. Can't pick up four while we're here, just a few more leather scraps. You will sometimes find some other abandoned building settlements. It's always worth having a check up on them. Because 9 times out of 10 there's a chest or there's some item in there that you can use. They also sometimes contain beehives. If there's a beehive, they have bees in and they will sting you. There we go. That is our chopping block. So now we have Workbench Level 2, so it now allows us to craft a few more items. However, we want to make a bed if we can. Furniture, it's a wooden bed. Now the bed will allow you to rest. I have a feeling you have to put it on a floor. Let's make a floor here somewhere. Actually, I'll tell a lie, it might be I need a fire first. That's what he's about to tell me. You can't put a fire inside, you have to put it outside. And I think you definitely need to have the bed has to be indoors. And it has to have a roof on it. Craft while I've got. I can't do it while it's. I'm holding my hammer sadly, so I have to do it in the dark. Now, I don't know if I can sleep in that now. Perhaps not. Bed needs a roof, needs some more. So you have to be near a fire. So I recommend you building your fire outside. Right, and some more wood. Recommend building your fire outside for now, just because you can't build it on the floor of your house. So you either need to leave a space in your floor, or you need to you also need to leave space for like the smoke to leave your room. Because if you don't leave smoke to exit your room or your house, you'll slowly start taking damage from not being able to breathe. So again, there's quite a lot of physics in the game. Down. Right, I should be able to sleep now. By resting, you get to the next day, so you haven't got to work in the dark, but also you regain some of your stats as well, I believe, stamina and etc. So comfort is just how comfortable your house is, so you can buy or you can build different things to make your time in your house more comfort, or nice like rugs and things like that. Just mean to get your stats back slightly. Right, let's see what else we need to craft. I'd quite like to get a shield would be nice. Equally, I'd quite like a crude bow first. I think we'll save the leather scraps. Let's see what I can find. Is there any animals out I can go and get? There's a ball. Three more. What else have we got? I don't want to annoy you lot. There's a deer, let's see if we can get him. He's looking straight at me though, so it's not encouraging. No. Scrap. Attack this ball. One thing that does happen, enemies don't seem to die and despawn straight away, so you often have to stand there a few minutes just waiting for them to, like, sort of body to disappear, and therefore you can collect the spoils. Yeah, let's see if we can get the iron. Should be able to hear him calling as well. Oh, and he can see me from behind a tree. He may not have done. Thank you very much. Still got 7 leather scraps, so still need another something. You also can't outrun deer, or at least I don't think you can at this level. So if you spook them, you have to wait for them to calm down and then go and have another try at them. Or if you do manage to catch up with them, you have to exhaust them to then take a swing. So there's little yellow sort of circles that come emanating off you. That is your, anytime you gain a skill up. Misty, foggy morning as well, so that he saw me. He saw me as well. Brilliant. He's spooked, so I'm not going to be getting any more deer just for now. This is where the bow and arrow come in. At least you can take a pop at them from a little way away without having to worry about being right on top of them. Right, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop there. I'll carry on getting a few more materials off screen, and we'll pick it up again in part 2. Hope you've enjoyed the game, or the video. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.